Hi, Bob. Can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you are a part of this project?
Okay, I'm Bob Godden. I have been writing songs since I started teaching mathematics. When I started teaching, I would occasionally sing them a folk song just to make things feel warmer and make them like me. But then I realized that I could take any math law and I could make a song out of it. So I would start doing that, and the students liked that, and they remembered the math better when I built a song into it. So I realized you can make a song up out of any words whatsoever. Sometime after Tracy and I hooked up, she suggested that I write some music for some songs, and including in that was Fearless Frieda. So 30 years later, we've been writing songs together all that time, perhaps 150 songs. She's written some words, I put some music to it. So I'm part of the Fearless Frieda in that way.
Awesome. All right. Can you talk a little bit about the lyrics and how they come to be and how you work them into your music, perhaps?
Well, lyrics are the words that you use. Now, I could provide my own words for them, and I can write a song about that. It's fortunate that Tracy is a good writer and a good poet, so she can produce meaningful, interesting words, usually with some sort of rhyming involved, and that makes it really easy to make up songs from that. And that group of words is called the lyrics.
A question for you. I know everyone has a different process, but what comes first for you usually, the lyrics or the music?
The lyrics. Give me some lyrics, and then I make up the song.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. Can you talk a little bit about rhythm for me?
The most common rhythms that are used in songs are twos or threes or fours or sixes. So you kind of get a pattern of one of those patterns. For instance, with threes, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you try to match that up with the lyrics and see if it works. Well, a couple of other things about that. If say you're using fours, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that can be slower. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, or faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and there can be subdivisions between the notes. Like it could be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, or it could be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or it can be 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 banana. That's each beat is broken up into 4 beats, into 4 chunks.
4 bananas.
So that's those are subdivisions. All right, so now you're going to try to match up one of those with the words. So I produced myself these lyrics. I think that we should write a song, but I don't think it should be too long. Okay, so did you notice a couple of words that rhyme there? Yes, the song and the long. So you want song and long to be important, and perhaps they would be the ends of phrases. So I'll try to match that up with fours. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that we should write a song, but I don't want it to be too. Oops, I ran out of space for the long word. So that didn't work. That was very boring, and I didn't fit all the things in it. It looks like there were too many syllables to fit into the 4 count. So I'm going to have to use subdivisions some way or other here. Another problem is I had the word I on beat 1, so it's like I think it's like this is about me. It's all about me, but I don't think that's correct. I think it should be about writing the song. So the I has to be kind of shoved before the first beat. So you use subdivisions to do all these things, to make it interesting, to fit things in. So now I'm going to try this. I'll count it first. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that we should write a song, but I don't want it to be too long. And there's that. So now I've matched the lyrics up with the rhythm.
Good. I love it. Can you talk a little bit about a scale? What is a scale? and how do you use it?
Groups of notes in the melody. The one that people in North America and Europe are most familiar with is called a major scale, and it's the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do thing that I think you know. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So if you want to use that for the song, that's fine. That's a major scale. Now if you take those same notes, but instead of starting it on do, if you started on la, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, that's a minor scale. And then there's all kinds of other variations that you can make on it. For instance, Asian music mostly uses do, re, mi, sol, la. It doesn't have a fa, and then it doesn't have a T. So do, re, mi, sol, la, do, just those notes. You can also make notes in the scale slightly lower or slightly higher to create dramatic effects. So there's all kinds of different scales, but I'll use the major scale for this.
So we talked about the scale. Now, what exactly is a key? And a key?
Oh dear. Well, if you look at a keyboard, if you find there's black notes and white notes. If you find groups of 2 black notes together, there's groups of 2 and groups of 3. If you find any of the group of 2 black keys and go to the immediate left of that, that white key is called C. If you play all the white keys to the right from that, they're C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then it keeps going round and round and round like that. So those are the white keys, and any of those can be the key or the kind of root of your song. You could also use any of the black keys. The black key just to the right of C is either called C sharp or D flat. That's a little higher than C or a little lower than D. And then the other black keys can be named. So any of those can be the key. If you pick C, the nice thing about it is the white keys starting at C make the major scale without using any black keys, and that makes everybody happy. So just C, it's like, it sounds like C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's the same as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If you pick another note for the key, like say if you use E, then you have to use E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp to make the major scale. So it's more complicated for people. So I'm going to use C, so it's nice and easy.
Can you talk a little bit about chords and chord progressions, maybe?
Okay. For some reason or other, if you play notes, for instance, if I start at C and I use the C major scale, so I'm using C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. If I play C, E, and G, that's a chord. So it's a group of 3 notes that go together and sound nice for some reason. But every starting point, like if we go D and F and A, that's a group of 3 notes that sounds good, and that's another chord. So in the key of C, the chords are C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and B diminished. I won't try to describe why B is called diminished. So when you make up a song, you can use these chords in any combination you want to. Usually the song would end with the C major chord. That's the C, E, G chord. I'll play those for you. That's C, that's E, that's G. Those 3 notes together is the C chord. And then this is the D minor chord, and this is the E minor chord, and this is the F chord, and this is the G chord, and this is the A chord, and this is the B diminished chord, and then we're back to C again. So if you're using the key of C major, then you use those chords. For this particular song, I decided that I'll remind you what the song is. I think that we should write a song, but I don't think it should be too long. There's a 4-beat count in, which will go like this: 1, 2, 3. using C, G, then C, F, G, then A minor, G, C. Okay, so those are the chords that I'm using. The simplest way to think about melody is that every time you have a syllable, for instance, the word I, if you're going to put I in here on this, if it's during the C chord, then you would put the I in one of the notes of the chord. So there, C, I, or it could be here I, or it could be here I. That's if you make the note for that syllable right in the chord. That's the simplest way to do it. But sometimes you can use a note that's off the chord. For instance, if you had 3 notes in a row and you're on the C chord, then you could go, keeping it on the chord, you could go la, 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 or la, la, la. But you can also go off the chord by making, for instance, a passing note like this, la, la, la. So to that chord, it's la, la, la. The note in the middle was a passing note, didn't belong to the chord. Sometimes you can use, you can do a note that's off the chord at the beginning of a section of the music. La, 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 that's called a suspension. So there's different ways of using notes that are off the chord. But basically you use notes that are on the chord that you're using. So a melody is just a group of those. And so what you do is you fiddle around with the words and the chords and try to come up with somehow or other the notes that you're using and the chords that you're using and the rhythm that you're using fits together and sounds good in your head. And this now becomes something that's up to you. So for this one, I've come up with this. I think that we should write a song, but I don't think it should be too long. So that's the melody for that particular song.
Great. Okay, so you have all of that. It sounds wonderful. Now, how do you make sure you don't forget it? Do you write it down? How do you notate it?
You write it down. And this is what that looks like. The type of notes that there are, make it clear what the rhythm is. You have to know what the notes mean and how long they last, and where they're located on the staff says how high or how low they are. So that all that gets communicated in this music notation.
Awesome. And I see you have, do you have the chords written above?
Yes,
the
chords
yeah.
are above, so I remember what that is too.
Awesome. That is so cool.
It's a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope that helps.
I love it. It's great.
It will inspire you to write a song. It doesn't have to be brilliant. Start out by
It doesn't have to be too long.
make a really stupid song.